ultimately lose our lives. We may have to ultimately sacrifice our time. We may have to ultimately sacrifice by going to jail. We do not fear that. We are putting ourselves, when the moment that we decided to be leaders of young people in this country, we're putting our lives at stake. And this is what we are going to be doing. We are going to make sure that as young people, we'll be at the forefront of ensuring that as young people, our right, our right to vote is respected, and our decision and our choice for government is respected. So basically, I think, Chairman, that is what I wanted to add.
Yeah, thank you. We are going to take questions led by our chairperson for information and publicity, Office Mkari, and the panel, which also include our Secretary General, Tatenda Chikwada, our coordinator, Lawrence Tempeza, Gladys Sewe, Gender Rep, and Deputy Chair, Rosi Nyamtanda, who also help to answer the questions to you, Chair.
All right, we open the floor for questions. Take 3 questions first, then we allow the panel to respond, and we take other questions. Yes.
I have 2 questions. My name is Lucy Yasin. The first one, you're saying you're going to mobilize the youth. The first one, you're saying you're going to mobilize the youth. Again, if the ruling that comes out tomorrow is not in favor of what you believe should be, is that not incitement? Number one. Then the second question is, we are calling on the international community, SADC, AU, and the other international bodies to assist Zimbabwe in this constitutional stalemate, as well as addressing Zimbabwean issue. We've had instances, 2008, 2013, and up to today, where you are the same people who have been complaining that SADC and AU are toothless dogs. How so now we are inviting them to come and assist?
Oh, I've never said that SADC is a toothless dog.
No, not you specifically,
yeah,
but
so
as opposition.
I will limit myself to what I believe in. And the situation that we are faced with at the moment, as far as we are concerned as young people of this country, is that we need the cooperation of everybody. You see, when you look at the military junta that we have in this country as a government, they have attempted to portray themselves as people that are reforming, or that are on the route to reform. And I think as Zimbabweans, we've done everything that we're supposed to do within our means, which is to vote. And we voted overwhelmingly for President Chamisa. And when the military steps in, never been a violent struggle. Our struggle remains a very peaceful struggle. And the reason why we are calling upon this board is for them to realize that the continued enjoyment of peace in this country rests on their ability to be able to intervene and solve the crisis at hand. This is a difficult problem to solve. Zimbabweans alone cannot be able to solve this military factor. We have not had a direct military interference in the running of this country. Mugabe was using the military before, but it was not as they are being used today. We actually have most of the people that were in the military now serving in government. So this is a unique case that would require each and every individual and each and every body to come in on board and then be able to assist the people of Zimbabwe. So we are calling upon them because at the end of the day, the lives of the people of Zimbabwe, the lives of Zimbabweans matter. The peace that we have in this country matters, and also the economic stability of this country matters. There's no way the political legitimacy in this country can be solved without necessarily involving SADC, it's not necessarily involving AU, and without necessarily involving the international community. This is a cry. If they fail to hit our cry for them to intervene, then so be it. On the issue of incitement, we are not inciting anyone. We are simply saying that as young people, we have made a decision that we want President Chamisa to be the leader of this country. And we made a decision, but we went further to vote for him. And all we are asking for is for the powers that be to give us a chance to live normal lives as young people in this country, to give us a chance to get jobs, to give us a chance to enjoy. We live only once. And we are appealing to everybody that we are appealing to Mnangagwa. We know for a fact that Mnangagwa understands and accepts that he lost in this election. And why can't you not just let it go? So it's not incitement. We will not incite anyone. But we are saying we have the powers as young people. If we voted, why can we not just again show it by, we'll show our force, show our strength by demonstrating as an example, show our force by praying, show our force by going all over the place, going all over the country, showing that as young people, we do not accept this government, we do not accept Mnangagwa as the leader of this country.
In addition to that, we said we are not limiting ourselves to the outcome of the court. We have structures all over the country, from provincial level, constituency level, up to the street committees. We have structures all over the country. So what we are saying, as this committee, we are representing millions of young people out there. So despite the court outcome, we are going to mobilize people, because the young people, their will, we are representing the will of the people. So if we feel that the will of the people is not recognized, we are going to mobilize the people. And we are saying, despite the court outcome, ZEC is not competent enough to run elections. It has been shown by the results, even the announcement, the errors, which are intentional errors. They could even read what they've written when announcing the results. So we still feel that ZEC is not credible to run elections despite the court outcome. So we are not limiting ourselves to the court outcome, but we are going to mobilize young people so that we have elections which are free, credible, and fair at the end of the day. Thank you.
Yes. A follow-up to your question, Tafumane from Sly Media. You are saying you've got structures countrywide, and at the moment, after the results were announced, you seem not to have V11 forms from other polling stations also, when you have structures around the country.
Don't we have V11 forms?
It has been confirmed that they are not enough to fairly represent all the polling stations from the 11,000 polling stations countrywide.
From as far as we know, as young people, we had polling agents throughout the country. Though some were intimidated. If you go to, I was campaigning in Mount Darwin South, in those areas, our polling agents actually were intimidated by ZANU-PF, and we had police reports that we made, and some of them were not even allowed to sign those V11 forms. So if there are some we don't have, it's not because we don't have structures. It's actually some of the electoral reforms we are fighting for. That there was intimidation, the use of traditional leaders which were being used to intimidate our polling agents, the use of ZANU-PF. There's a lot that happened during the elections, which we might not want to go into details at this press conference.
Other questions? Yes.
Okay, my name is Mnashe. My question is, after the 1 August incident, do you think you're going to conquer a concrete result after the Concord ruling?
Going to what?
Conquer a concrete result by means after the 1 August incident?
You mean if the court, the ruling does not go in our favor?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have said, we are clear that we are not only limiting ourselves to demonstrations again. Demonstrations is going to be just one of the ways we're going to show our strength as young people, and to show our disapproval of this government. If it still happens that the Bangwood ZEC results are kept as they are, there are several things that we're going to be doing as young people in this country. Some of them I think I've highlighted to them, that even also involve and include putting pressure on the international community, the region, and so forth. So we will not be limited to, of course, the streets will remain our second homes, fine, but they're going to be several. It's going to be a process of delegitimization that is going to happen. So ZANU-PF should brave itself for a delegitimization process that's going to be led by young people in this country. So we are certain that no matter how long it will take us, we will be able to continue with this process until Zimbabwe gets a government that it deserves.
Any other questions? Yes.
As Nera, there was a time when the momentum was high, you were pushing for electoral reforms, and then you just went down. Now you're visible, you're now coming out in the open. Why have you been so quiet? Because there are certain quarters out there that believe you are a reactionary organization.
No, we are not a reactionary organization. If anything, if ZEC had listened to our demands, I think we had met with very clear demands that we wanted to make sure that if they had been implemented, we're not going to have this mess that we find ourselves in. So it is actually the failure of ZEC to listen to our cries and our concerns as Nera and as all the other Zimbabweans that were making such demands to ZEC. So we don't believe that we were quiet. A change of tact and a change of strategy does not necessarily mean that we were quiet. We're probably not as visible as you would have loved us to be, but we're also busy consolidating. That's why we are saying here, and we're coming to you with enough confidence to say we will be able to sustain this program of action that we're beginning now.
I'll take two last questions. Yes, this one.
If the international community or SADC or AU does not positively respond to your demands, what are you going to do?
We're not budgeting for failing. We are hoping that we'll be able to make our case. Even when so many revolutions started, it has never been clear. It has never been on everybody understanding why people are fighting a certain cause. So we're hoping that if we're going to put up a sustained onslaught of the regime, and we're also going to be able to make our case as clearly as possible and continuously knock on their doors, I think they'll be able to hear us. I think you will see that the level of goodwill that this outgoing government was getting has changed since they shot people. And we are hoping that as the Nera Youth Forum, as young people, and the other challenge that we have had in this country is that the case for Zimbabweans has never been put across by young people. And we're taking it upon ourselves as young people to then say, we need to be heard. There are young people across the globe. So when you talk of the international community, let's not also limit our strategy to just these big bodies and big men. We are also looking at how best can we create synergies and links with other young people across the globe. How can we engage young people across Africa for them to be able to spearhead the cause and the case for Zimbabweans? So we are not budgeting for failure. We have a lot of things that we are pushing, that we'll be pushing. And we have a lot of strategies that we'll be embarking on. And we don't believe that we'll be able to fail. We are going to fail.
Maybe my last question. You as youth, you have been seen to be used by political leaders. Firstly, by taking advantage of the unemployment rate which is in the country, and we are all aware of that. And what disciplinary measures or lectures are you teaching each other that we cannot continue to be used by being given free beer in order to participate in violent activities?
Well, the starting point is us coming together as young people is for us a good starting point, because we realized that as young people, there's nothing that's going to come to us as long as we are not united, and there's nothing that's going to come to us as long as we do not know the agenda of why we're pursuing this struggle. So it's a journey. It's not going to be a one-day event where people will be able to appreciate and understand that it only takes us as young people to liberate ourselves as young people. But I also think it has been over exaggerated that young people are used in this country, because when you see young people demanding better things in this country, they are not doing it for the older generation, they are doing it for themselves. When you see young people demanding a government that is responsible, demanding a government that has been elected, they are not doing it for the leader. We are doing it for ourselves. We are the ones that have been struggling for this long. We are the ones that are out of employment. We are the ones that are failing to get married. We are the ones that are failing to finish our studies. So when we begin to talk and ask key questions, and we begin to ask critical questions, we are not doing that for anyone, but we're doing it for ourselves, because we believe if all things being equal, we still have more years than any other grouping in this country because of our age. But obviously, when we begin to question such, when we begin to bring up such issues, people are quick to say we are doing it for money, or we are doing it for any. If anything, we are doing it for ourselves and the younger generation that is to come.
Violently.
No, we've never. Our struggle has never been a violent. Has never been a violent struggle. In any case, if we have to make it clear that we have the capacity to be violent. I mean, this country is young people. That is the capacity to be violent. But we have deliberately said we will not be violent. We have deliberately said we are not going to engage in violence because we know that is what the NPF wants us to get to. That's the default mode that they want us to get into. And obviously, when we do our demonstrations, we've also learned, following the 1 August demonstration, that when people engage in demonstrations, it's not everybody who is understanding or who is doing it in a peaceful manner. So whatever engagement that we're going to have in the future, we're going to make sure that we're going to have enough marshals, we're going to have enough people that will make sure that any Nera demonstration, there's not going to be any form of violence. We learned, again, when we had our demonstrations the other year, the August and the September demonstrations, we learned that there are always malcontents who come in to disturb, who come in to destroy. We do not seek to destroy this country. We do not seek to destroy property in this country, because in any case, we are the ones who are supposed to inherit this country. So we have never bordered our struggles around violence. Ours remain a non-violent, peaceful struggle that we believe will be able to take us to the promised land.
Last one. I'll take
My
the
last
last
one.
question.
The junta you made reference to is the same junta that Zimbabweans, the youths in particular, celebrated in November when they took over government from the former President Mugabe. Why now that they are now speaking against them, saying we are not happy in what these are the same people that were celebrated, that they were heroes?
Yes, we are not apologetic about the fact that we supported the military coup that happened in this country, young people in this country. We supported it on the basis that we wanted Robert Mugabe to leave office. Because as far as we were concerned, he was the first stumbling block towards the realization of democracy in this country. So the fact that we supported the junta in November does not give them the right to continue leading us when the people have stated clearly that they do not want to be led by this guy, by this junta. They played a part in November when they removed Robert Mugabe, and we appreciate that. But when the people of Zimbabwe have made a decision, as they did on 30 July, that they want a new government as led by Chamisa, they should also be able to do the same. We celebrated when they did it. We should also celebrate when people decided that Chamisa should lead us. So we should not be held at ransom because we supported the military when they removed Robert Mugabe.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet on the streets, and God bless you. Good day.
Anokhuluma era. What's the one statement?